Hello there once again, it is Jespo here, and welcome back to another Redstone tutorial video. Today we'll be learning how to make a fully automatic industrial dripstone farm. Without further ado, I say let's get right into it. So right here we have the fully automatic industrial dripstone farm. That's right, it's a little bit of a mouthful, but you can see it right here. This is actually a small version of what I'm going to show you to make. You can actually make this just about as big as you want to make it, and this is pretty dang small. So as you see, we have all these dripstones that are growing downward and underneath a catch basin full of water. That water will carry it over here, where it is eventually put in this chest right here, just like that. And when it's time to harvest it, this sweeper mechanism will fly all the way across, knocking down every single one of these dripstones. To show this off, I have these two command blocks here just to change the tick speed. Now they should be growing rather quickly because I've turned it up. In your actual game, this will take a while because dripstone goes really slow, but there we go. As you can see, it is now flying across, and I'm going to set the tick speed back real quick. And it is knocking down every single one of these, and it did it all by itself. Now, this farm will knock a couple of dripstones out of the area because it's with slime blocks, as you can see. If you want to fix that, just use honey blocks rather than slime. The reason I use slime is to show you that it would work with slime, because that's more easily accessible in my opinion. But honey blocks work just as well, because all flying machines are interchangeable between honey and slime. And there we go. We got a whole bunch of dripstone funneling on through. As you can see, it gives you quite a bit per harvest. And like I said, this is actually the small version of this farm. You can make this thing as big as you want. And now time to show you how to do that. Now for building this farm. And I'm going to show you the basic parts first. So we're going to get to the redstone later, but I'm going to start off with like the basic catch basin and the actual dripstone itself. That's the easiest part. So to start off, we're going to need a chest or whatever storage device you want to use, and then 4 hoppers just like that. Next, cover up the last hopper, and then come out like this, and make this 8 blocks long. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now place blocks at the bottom, just like that. Cap it off on each end, and make it like a trough. Now we can put water at one end of it. Well, this end right here has to be on that end, so it can flow all the items down there. And there you go, that's that. Next, you're going to want to come over here, and from this block right here, count out 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And real quick, make a wall. That's just to keep the water in. And do that everywhere. So just make it fully 8 blocks long all the way down. Once you have that finished, make sure you have walls on both sides, and just go ahead and make another wall behind it like that. And you can place water down at this end. So you have one long water stream going down that way. Now repeat this as many times as you would like. There's no amount of times you have to do this. You can do this really as much as you want and the farm will still work. I mean, unless it goes out of render distance. If you make it big enough to go out of your render distance, then you might have problems. But yeah, you can really make this pretty huge. So I have finished up building all the water platforms, and as you can see, I did 3 on this one, not like the 2 over there. I made this one a little bigger, just to show you guys you can build this as big or as small as you want. I cannot stress that enough. This thing is 100% scalable. I made sure it is, so you can obviously go to whatever ends you want to. So, but after that, our next step is going to be to come in like this, just a couple blocks right there, and build straight up. I would suggest you build up like 8-ish blocks. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is where you'll build your dripstone platform. So you have to make this completely out of dripstone. Now, everywhere you build it, make sure it's one block away, like a 1 block gap between the edge of your catch basin and the middle of the dripstone platform. How do I describe that? Where the dripstone will actually be growing from. Just make sure there's 1 block gap. So as you can see, if I build it over this way, I'm going to want to keep a 1 block gap in between this and the wall, just like that. That's to make sure dripstone doesn't accidentally fall out, and also it's going to come in later when we have to build walls for the water basin area. That's going to actually allow the dripstone to grow. So now just repeat this all the way down to the end of your water thingy, your water streams. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And as I say, make sure there's 1 block gap between the wall and where you're building your dripstone growing area. So there we go, got a 1 block gap, and now you can finish filling this in. So this is made to be a little more of a late game farm, because obviously you're going to need a lot of dripstone to make the platforms like this, and you're going to need more dripstone to place under here just like this, but I would suggest you make this if you have plenty of dripstone already on hand and you want to get more. Like I said, this is a later game farm. but it is still a very useful farm. So all you have to do now is go in and put the little dripstones on the bottom of each one of these blocks that you've just placed. So on all the dripstone blocks, place the pointed dripstone. You can actually craft the dripstone blocks using 4 pointed dripstone, so you might want to set up yourself a little easy farm just to get some more of this in order to eventually make this farm. Or you could just go mining for it and try and really grind out all of that. That might take longer, but it's still a possibility. And now all you have to do is place the pointed dripstone on the bottom of every single one of these blocks. Once you have all your pointed dripstones placed, next step is easy. All you have to do is make a border wall around this. And this border wall will be right over that 1 block gap you made earlier. So that's another reason why that 1 block gap is handy. And go ahead and build up your border wall. After that, all you have to do is fill in all the water. So above every single one of these blocks, just place water. And you can just let it flow through. It should be pretty easy if you have yourself a bucket and a water source up here. So yeah, it's not too bad. Now that we have all the water basins done and the chests and whatnot finished, we can start working on the actual redstone part of this. So for starting off the redstone, the first thing we're going to want to do is go to your pointed dripstone, come down 1 block in the very middle. It should have a 2 block center because this is 6 across. Then once you're at the very middle, all you have to do is come out 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. And at the end of your 4th block, just place an obsidian right there. So now that you have that, you can break all your placeholder blocks, and you're going to want to start working on the actual flying machine. So first, take your sticky block, which I'm going to be using honey in this circumstance because I use slime over there, and place 2 of them like that. Next, place 2 pistons, make sure they're both sticky, just like that. And now for the observer, is going to go right here. Make sure to place it, but also make sure to not activate it, because that could cause problems if you activate it. Now do the same thing on the other side. So 2 honey blocks, then our pistons, and now we're going to place an observer, but make sure not to activate it so we don't break the farm. And there we go, flying machine is finished. Now we're going to add in the sweepers by placing 2 more sticky blocks on each side, just like that. And that is the entire flying machine. Now for the activation mechanism. So for activation, we're going to have a sticky piston right there, and a sticky piston right there. So underneath that piston on the flying machine and underneath the obsidian blocks. Easy enough. For activating this, we need to have an observer that detects when there is a block change. So when this comes all the way down and almost touches the water, it will detect it and then activate the mechanism. For that, all we have to do is build out 3 blocks like this, then place an observer right there. You can break that block, and that should detect this dripstone right here once it reaches the bottom. Next, we're going to want to come all across with redstone, dust, of course, and then that's that. So that's going to help activate it once that grows all the way down. And we're going to come over here and go ahead and build a little ladder up so the redstone can actually get to the pistons. Next, just build like that. And there you go. So you have the activation mechanism ready. Now just place 2 repeaters like this. This is going to make sure the farm doesn't break. It's going to keep stability better. And that should activate once this piece of dripstone grows all the way down. So for the final part of this farm, the mechanism that will send this flying machine right over there and then right back to its original spot right here. To do that, all you have to do is line yourself up with this honey block on the flying machine and go straight back till you reach the end of the farm, which for me is right here. It might be further or closer depending on how big you make it though. And all you have to do is build up like this till you reach equivalent with that honey block, which we can tell is right here because it's 1 block underneath this piece of pointed dripstone. And you can break all these placeholder blocks, and then all you have to do is come out 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a piece of obsidian right there. Now from here, you're going to want to place a observer right here, and the observer is going to have 2 blocks behind it, just like this. Place 2 repeaters with 4 ticks each, or 3 or 4, I forget what it is. And then we're going to want to have redstone dust trails, just like this. So place redstone like that. You can break the block in the middle if you really want to, but it doesn't matter a huge amount. Now come over here and place piston right there. Also come over here, connect this all up, and from here just go ahead and have a piston right about here and connect that all up too. So this one should be roughly 2 blocks away from the blocks behind the observer right there. And there you go, the whole farm is done. So now, if I go ahead and activate our high tick speed, you can see this starts to grow very, very quickly. And once it does hit this, I'm going to just do it manually because I don't want to wait. It should go ahead, send the flying machine, and that flying machine is going to go ahead and chop down every single piece of dripstone. And your farm is complete. And you can tell if this is going to be fully automatic, because if this thing sends it back, it means everything's working, you did it all right. So let's go ahead and show this off. And any second now. And there it goes, right on back. And there's your pointed dripstone farm. Thank you very much for watching this video today. Hopefully this farm can satisfy all your dripstone needs, and as I said, this is a later game farm, so don't go around trying to build this super early on unless you really want to, if you're up for that kind of challenge. Yeah, but this is made to be for, like I said, later game. Anyway, that's all for now. I'm Jespo, and I'm out.